Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Metagal. This just came out, well it just came out today, but you won't be seeing this video until Friday, so whatever. But this is a Mega Man style platformer, if you couldn't tell by the name. Metagal, Mega Man. And unfortunately it's pretty much worse than Mega Man in every single way, but we'll get to that shortly. We're gonna start my game here. I've been through 3 stages. The game seems to have 8. And yeah, there is sound coming through, thank God. So I have played this for about an hour, just a little under. And there's a reason why I stopped when I did. It's because I got incredibly frustrated at some of the game's level design. But let's go have a look around first. Sound effects and music, no big deal there. There's credits. Okay, whatever. The loading times in this game aren't actually particularly great considering how simple it is. It's a little bizarre. Your records will show you how long it's taking you to get through each stage. These are also apparently leaderboards. And apparently I'm not at the top of any of them, which is weird because Yeah, that's bizarre. I wonder why I'm not at the top of any of them. Whatever. And you can change your language if you like. What? Did that just restart the game? Oh yeah, right. That screen. Got it. For some reason it feels need to show you the splash screens again. So if you couldn't tell, this is a Ratalaika port. More or less. I don't know why it forces you through the intro cutscene every time, but then it's going to make me go and select my save file again, isn't it? There is a story in this game, but it's literally... This guy created this bunch of girl robots. This guy comes along and kidnaps him and the girl robots, except for one, who is the one who's going to go and save the day. That's the entire plot. The thing about it, though, is that it spends half the intro cutscene making fun of the fact that the design of the main characters are clearly a little bit sexualized. And I'm not the sort of person who gets upset by that sort of thing, but when it takes up half of the intro cutscene and it's not that funny to begin with, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth. So let's just go and actually play a stage. Because, well, we got nothing else to do. And this is the only stage I haven't beaten, so we'll just go for it, I suppose. So this is Metagal. She is your main character, and she has some very simple to understand abilities. She can shoot, she can jump. If you press the triangle button while you're moving, she can dash. And you can also press the circle button to use a special attack. The special attack that you have by default is a sort of blaster weapon that does 3 regular shots worth of damage. You do also have the ability to regenerate part of your health. Someone just honked the horn outside. I wonder what that was about. But of course, when you beat Robot Masters in this game, or whatever you want to call them, you unlock special abilities. Like, for example, bringing the fire. Just to make sure I don't get my shit kicked in that part. Yep, completely screwed that up. Let's give that another try when I can get back over there. There we go. Spikes are instant kill, by the way. You don't even get an invulnerability period. It's kind of shitty. Great. Also, it does run by that Mega Man rule, where if you go outside of an enemy spawn point, they will respawn. So yeah, that's one ability. Another ability is the shield, which also gives you homing bullets. Which is admittedly pretty neat, because it's actually pretty useful in certain situations. And the other ability you unlock is Buster, which I haven't tried yet. But by the looks of that icon, I'm going to guess... Fuck's sake. I'm going to guess that... No, it's grenades. Oh, fuck me dead. Gonna have to watch this for the fucking pattern, aren't I? Here's the problem with the game. Or at least the main problem with it. Oh, they're mines. They're not actually, Oh, they're mines to give me a super jump. That's interesting. That'll probably lead me to some secret areas. Yes, the game does have secret areas. They're just almost impossible to access if you don't have the right combination of power-ups. There are also extra characters that you can unlock, but I haven't got any yet. I assume you have to finish the game or something. Here's the main problem with the game, though. For the most part, it's too fucking easy. It is incredibly simple, mainly because you have a huge health bar. You have a huge health bar. You have the ability to regenerate health whenever you damn well please. Because your energy comes back automatically. It's not like Mega Man where it doesn't come back unless you get a power up. No, it's one of those games that... Oh dear. Oh, warps. Fair enough. Your energy comes back automatically is what I'm trying to say. So you can spam healing as much as you like. Fuck me, I swear I pressed the X button there. Now I'm going to have to restart from the beginning of the stage. Because this game is kind of shit with its checkpoints. Oh wait, no, hang on. Didn't I just hit a checkpoint? Thank God I did. Right. Okay. But yeah, enemies do next to no damage to you. Your health bar is huge, and you have the ability to get your health back automatically from the very beginning. So, yeah. It means that you've got a ton of health. And since enemies do next to no damage to you, it's incredibly easy to just spam most of them. Even the robot masters, whatever you want to call them, are incredibly simple in their patterns. So all you really need to do is learn the bare basics. Oh, come on, really? All you really need to do is learn the bare basics and you'll have it down. Just straight up. You'll win most fights as soon as you walk into them. The downside is that the game is actually really shit about certain level design procedures. You are guaranteed to have one absolutely bullshit platforming section in a level. Guaranteed. Like, there is no way there isn't going to be at least one. I can't remember exactly what it was in the first level, but in the second level, it was a level where there are beams of fire that would come out and then stay out forever, and the beams would instantly kill you. So what you had to do is you had to go to the effort of... memorizing the patterns so that you can get through, and you wouldn't know that these beams are coming until... unless you are paying really close attention to the environment, you would have no idea that those beams are there, and sometimes they just drop you into them without any warning whatsoever, which is even worse. But there is one particular beam on this level, which yeah, that was my fault. I'll blame myself for that one. There's one particular part of the level where you have to time another trap on a path in the way of an instant kill beam so that you get hit by it and your mercy invincibility will carry you up the rest of the ladder that you need to climb in order to pass through the death beam, because the death beam will kill you otherwise. You literally don't have the time to get up the ladder to deal with the death beam, because they've designed the level in such a way that you have to take the hit and just take advantage of your invincibility in order to get through. I hate that shit. It's so unnecessary when you could just design a better level. I haven't done anything else like that yet. But then there was a platforming section in the third level where there are these moving platforms that explode. The explosions hurt you for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. But the explosions hurt you, and when they do, they knock you back, and when you get knocked back, guess what? It throws you off into a bottomless pit. Despite the fact that it looks like you're nowhere near the platform, because the explosions for the platforms are just ridiculously huge. And there is one bullshit part like that that makes the game way harder than it needs to be, more often than not. Outside of that, the game is incredibly easy. I have no idea which way I'm actually supposed to go here. Oh, and getting shot knocks you off ladders, great. Honestly, I should have seen that coming, but, well... Honestly, after a certain point in this game, you stop caring because it doesn't feel particularly original. It kind of feels like more of a rip-off of the Gal Gunvolt game, if you remember that from a while back, in comparison to, like, any proper Mega Man game, but none of the enemy designs, level designs, or just anything designs are particularly memorable. It's more or less just the same basic enemies throughout all the different levels. They do introduce a couple of different ones here and there, but none of them are particularly engaging to fight or just generally interesting. There are some other weird design decisions that I take issue with. Like, the ability to shoot through walls makes some areas way easier than they should be. There's this weird stutter, like you saw that, right? Just that weird stutter where the game is like, oh, I'm like loading something, but I'm not going to bother like to show a loading thing. Why did I not jump? God damn it. Right, I guess we're just going to take the bottom way, because... I mean, we could probably get through that by using the flame charge. And there's lives, but as you can see, or at least as you have seen when I've died before, I have 24 lives. So, yeah. And I hit like 15 lives before I was even through the first level, because the first level doesn't do anything particularly bullshitty. I've died like 20-something times as well, overall, because the game keeps track of that, because of course it does. So, lives are not a precious currency in this game, so they kind of end up feeling unnecessary. Because when you've got 20 lives at pretty much every... When you've got 20 lives at pretty much every moment imaginable, because they're not just like pickups in the world, enemies drop them as well. So it seems entirely against the point to have lives. Every level only seems to have like mid-mission checkpoints at most as well, so... yeah. This seems kind of against the point. There are secret areas. So, there are areas that you'll need your extra powers to get to, and they will have things along the lines of, whatchamacallit. They will have things along the lines of upgrades. I found one that basically doubled the recharge rate of my battery. You know, stuff like that. So I can just spam health recovery all day, every day, and not feel particularly bad about it. Right, so, you know. Oh, wait, that's a bad idea. Better idea. Let's just spam homing bullets. I'm watching this pattern because this pattern smells like it's going to be absolute bullshit. Huh. That's bizarre. I wasn't expecting that. This is the first level that's had more than one mid-mission. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Thankfully, the checkpoint is right there. This is like the only mission so far that's had more than one mid-mission checkpoint, so it's probably going to be a longer one, which is great, because we're already 17 minutes in. And you've seen pretty much everything there is to see. I mean, every level does have its own gimmick, so the other one I've played was based around... Bloody hell, what do you do there? I guess you have to jump over the spikes. It's a little bit bizarre, but okay. Yeah, totally not going to try that while they're turned on. And yeah, it's a cheap Ratalaika port, so there's not only like the stuttering that I was talking about earlier, but there's all sorts of other things, such as the game's load times are a bit weird. And the, what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it. The game's load times are a bit weird, and the trophy list, that's what I was thinking of. The trophy list is... I would have the platinum already, despite the fact that I haven't finished the game, if one of the trophies didn't bug out. One of the trophies is revive using a year, which is basically just, you know, continue. But for whatever reason, that trophy did not trigger for me. Hang on, we'll try using the mines here, see if I can... No, that's not going to get me high enough. That's more like it. Well, so they've given me 2 extra lives right here, but there's nothing inherently difficult about this area. Combine that with the fact that... That almost killed me. Combine that with the fact that I've got the ability to regenerate my health pretty much at will, and it just seems unnecessarily generous with the extra lives. And this is the boss door. Going in with almost full health. Pick one and see how it works, I suppose. Robot Masters do have weaknesses. I'll just be curious to see which one is which exactly. Yeah, apparently it's the homing bullets for this girl. Didn't even need more one. Didn't even need more than one try on that one. So I've unlocked her special ability. And I've unlocked the first fortress stage, but I'm not going to bother. The game just isn't that great. It's basic, and it's okay at what it does, but it's entirely unmemorable. I find it to be too easy, except for the random platforming segments where it gets really hard for no discernible reason and gets incredibly frustrated because of it. Things like having lives when you get so many of them doesn't really make any sense to me, and it's just not that engaging overall. Not something I'd outright recommend. It is relatively cheap on the PlayStation Store, it's like $5, but I think you've got better ways to spend your money. Go play Shovel Knight again, that'll be more fun than playing this. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.